there, people of the internet! My name is Sivana, and welcome to my studio. For this week's video, I'm going to be continuing with my Minichi Pokedex, and I decided instead of just picking random Pokemon to do, I would go in order. So since the starters are done, I will kick this off with the regional rodent. Now let's get into the drawing. And what better rodent to do than the squirrel? There's all kinds of squirrels in Michigan, but up north there are these little black squirrels that I didn't even know existed, and I just love them, they're so adorable, so naturally they must become a Pokemon. So when I first saw these guys, I thought they were a completely different species that I had never heard of. But apparently the black squirrel is just a melanistic subgroup of the eastern gray squirrel and fox squirrels, often called black morphs, and they're predominantly found in Michigan and Ontario, Canada. While they're not exclusive to these regions, they're very uncommon everywhere else, which I just think is really cool. And for anyone who doesn't know what melanism is, it's kind of like the opposite of albinism. It's an increase in the amount of black or nearly black pigment in hair, skin, fur, or feathers. Another example is panthers, which aren't actually their own species, but melanistic jaguars and leopards. Anyway, back to squirrels. Now, this first design I don't keep, so we'll just kind of speed through it and go on to the redesigns because I just didn't like what I did. They felt too rigid and didn't really look like Pokemon, which seems to be something that I struggle with on the first designs, but I'm getting better at it. I'll definitely show the before and after at the end though, so don't worry. These squirrels are grass and ice type because they live in the cold foresty region of northern Minichi. These were one of the first Michigan Pokemon ideas that I had, and the grass ice type just seemed so obvious and perfect, but I wasn't really sure how to implement it. I was thinking maybe grass or snow on their backs and icy whiskers, kinda like I do here, but I just didn't like it. Also, the idea for a two-stage line was that the little baby squirrel, named Sciurry, would be frightful and cautious like most squirrels are, and then when it evolved into Frosquarrel, it'd be fighty and territorial. You know, frost, quarrel, Frosquarrel. It's fun. So in the next design, I tried to convey that better with different poses. I liked this one where Sciurry is like running away, but I couldn't really figure out the face and it frustrated me, so I scrapped it. However, I did come to the revelation that their big tails should be leaves, just like big, long, pretty leaves. This second sketch of Frosquarrel kind of looks like a cat, and it doesn't really work because it's a squirrel. I struggled with this for a while, but I found a funny picture where the squirrel looks like it's ready to box, and I just had to use that. Everything else came pretty easily once I had the poses I wanted. I still wasn't super sure how to convey the ice typing, but I eventually figured out like to make this puffy collar and these like little puffy like boots around Frosquarrel's legs, so where they look like fur boots or something that you wear in the winter, but they could be snow. Or probably just fur to keep them warm. I don't know. I think it's cute and it looks like it would be an ice type, but not fully ice. Like it lives in the cold, so it's adapted to become ice typing instead of just grass or normal or whatever like these squirrels probably would be. And then I gave Sciurry these little icy whiskers and like leaves in its ears and a little leaf on its collar. And then Frosquarrel has these like leafy boxing gloves because it's ready to fight. If Pokemon could have three types, this would definitely be ice, grass, and fighting. I forgot what grass was for a second. As is becoming usual for me, the line work is just a lot of circles. It kind of feels like cheating, but I just want the curves to be really smooth and nice looking, and sometimes my hand just can't do it the way that I want, so with my perfectionism, I won't say I need to do the circles, but I really enjoy using the circles. It feels like molding clay. I think I've made that analogy before. Anyway. So in the first design, I colored the black parts of the fur with this like dark desaturated purple, and then when trying to figure out a shiny, I made it a dark blue, and I just liked it so much better, so I switched the two, making the regular form this dark navy kind of color and having teal or turquoise leafy bits. And then the shiny will be the purple with more saturated green leaves. I also decided to make the eyes all just brown because that felt more squirrel-like, and colored it in the way that Pokemon has done in the past, kind of like with the evolutions, but they don't do that a whole lot anymore. I wonder why. And then I just plop in the background and my little circle things from the design before, and we're all done! As promised, here is the before and after. I think overall the redesign is just a straight upgrade, like no downsides. I kind of liked the original, like, Sciurry, just because it was like a little fat squirrel and had a big poofy tail, but it just didn't fit, and Frosquarrel looks really weird. Like, the first design is just super weird and it doesn't make any sense. He is just like a perfectly symmetrical, like, brick. He has no movement on him. I really like that I gave him more of a dynamic pose in the redesign. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little squirrels, and if you don't, then you're wrong. Don't forget to leave a like, comment what you thought about this video, or what you would like me to do in the future. Also be sure to subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already. And as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.